Imagine looking up at the night sky and realizing the first message from another civilization isn't a whisper across radio waves, but a blazing green object racing straight toward Mars like a guided weapon. For months, astronomers dismissed it as just another comet from the darkness of interstellar space. Harmless, ordinary, easy to forget. But now, the numbers have changed. Harvard confirms it. NASA confirms it. Its speed is rising. Its course is tightening. And the pattern is too perfect to be natural. This is not a rock drifting through space. This is something alive with purpose correcting its path. Pulse by pulse, as though an invisible hand is steering it. And for the first time, scientists admit 3I Atlas may not just pass by Mars, it could strike it. The countdown has already begun. The story of 3I Atlas began quietly on July 1st. When telescopes first picked it up, slipping into our solar system, at first, scientists called it a spectacular but harmless flyby, just another visitor from the void, destined to swing past and vanish into the dark. But then came the shock. Harvard's team, along with analysts inside NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, recalculated its path, and everything changed. This wasn't behaving like any comet we've ever tracked. Instead of drifting freely, 3I Atlas was responding to invisible forces its path, bending with uncanny precision. Each new calculation made it look less like a random wanderer and more like something following a hidden blueprint. And that blueprint wasn't guiding it toward empty space. It was aligning with the very planets of our solar system. As more data poured in, one fact stood out. Above everything else, the speed, 3I Atlas was moving at nearly 87 kilometers per second relative to the Sun, faster than anything humanity has ever recorded entering our solar system. To put that in perspective, it could cross the distance between Earth and the Moon in just 80 minutes. Every hour it travels. Gravitational pulls from the Sun, Jupiter, and Mars nudge its course by tiny amounts, mere micrometers per second, but across tens of millions of kilometers. Those tiny nudges add up to enormous shifts. That's why scientists are terrified, because at this speed, even the smallest adjustment could be the difference between a harmless flyby and a direct collision. Then came the strangest discovery of all its rhythm. Instead of venting gas randomly like every comet we know, 3I Atlas released bursts in perfect pulses once every 17 minutes. Like clockwork, they burst. Yet the timing never drifted. 17 minutes. Always the same. Natural comets erupt chaotically, triggered by sunlight hitting fresh ice. They do not behave like metronomes. Here, the pattern looked engineered like reaction thrusters on a spacecraft, nudging it exactly where it needed to go. For the first time, astronomers whispered the unthinkable. This wasn't just a comet. It might be a craft. The latest trajectory analysis revealed something chilling. On September 26, 2025, 3I Atlas will pass just 95 million kilometers from Mars, a cosmic hair's breadth. At that range, the planet's gravity itself could tug on the object, bending its path even closer. And here's the terrifying part. A mere 10 kilometers per second of extra velocity could tip the balance from a flyby to a direct impact. Think about that. A shift smaller than what SpaceX's Starship uses to leave Earth's atmosphere could decide the fate of an entire planet. If it hits, Mars will not just suffer a scar, it will lose decades of scientific work orbiters, rovers, and satellites. all at risk in a single cosmic strike. If 3I Atlas were to strike Mars, the impact would be unlike anything humanity has ever witnessed in our solar system. Scientists estimate its metallic core could be nearly 400 meters wide. With a mass of 10 billion tons of irradiated ice and dust, a direct hit would unleash energy equal to 2 million megatons of TNT, thousands of times greater than the largest nuclear bomb ever detonated on Earth. The resulting crater could stretch 60 kilometers wide and plunge 5 kilometers deep into the Martian surface. Debris would be thrown into Mars's orbit, shattering satellites and scattering fragments into interplanetary space. And the worst part, some of that debris could drift far enough to threaten Earth within a decade. As terrifying as the impact scenario is, another possibility, maybe even more shocking, radar echoes from NASA's Goldstone facility didn't look like soft ice, they bounced back hard. Metallic. Unlike any natural comet ever observed, some analysts suggest the core may hide alloys impossible to form in deep space through natural processes. That raises the unthinkable. What if 3I, Atlas, is not just a comet, but an engineered object, an ancient probe, or even a derelict craft? Harvard's Avi Loeb and his student have argued for years that interstellar visitors like this may be technological messengers, and with 3I Atlas, their theory suddenly looks less like science fiction and more like a warning. Behind the calm public updates, the world's space agencies are moving in silence. NASA, ESA, Roscosmos, JAXA, and even China's CNSA have convened emergency task forces, meeting behind closed doors. Leaked memos suggest Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter is being used as a forward radar, mapping 3I Atlas's inbound path in real time. Meanwhile, NASA's Goldstone antennas have been redirected to bounce signals off its core, signals that insiders describe as unlike any echo we've ever seen. And yet, in public, agencies remain silent, posting only routine images and calm statements, as though nothing is wrong. The truth is clear. While the world looks away, the leaders of planetary defense are preparing for something unprecedented. While officials remain cautious, the public has started to capture their own evidence. Amateur astronomers around the world are turning their telescopes toward 3I Atlas, and what they see is baffling. In long exposure images, the comet's tail splits into 3 narrow beams, glowing an eerie green, pulsing in sync with its gas outbursts. Some exposures even show the beams converging toward Mars, as if pointing the way. These are not artifacts of the lens, they appear consistently across multiple observers, continents, and nights. For the first time, ordinary people are now part of the story, recording what may be the most extraordinary approach in history. But if the object does strike Mars, the consequences may not end there. Simulations show that fragments blasted into space could spread across the inner solar system. Some projections even suggest debris could drift into Earth's path within a decade. And if those fragments carried engineered microbes, or worse, self-replicating nanotechnology, the contamination would not stop at Mars. It could spread from planet to planet, an invasion not of soldiers or ships, but of microscopic agents hidden in comet dust. For the first time, scientists are debating openly should humanity attempt to intercept or even destroy an interstellar object before it reaches a planet. The timeline is closing in, and every calculation points to one critical window. Between September 19 and September 30, 2025, 3. Atlas will make its final course corrections through those mysterious gas pulses. During this window, its relative speed near Mars will reach nearly 57 kilometers per second. At such velocity, even a glancing strike could vaporize cubic kilometers of rock and blast dust into interplanetary space. Every pulse, every adjustment, brings it closer to one of two fates: a harmless pass or an impact that rewrites history. And as the countdown ticks towards zero, humanity is left to wonder which destiny will unfold. If 3I Atlas is natural, we are witnessing a once-in-a-lifetime cosmic event, a comet behaving in ways no scientist has ever seen. But if it isn't, if those pulses are not random but deliberate, then humanity is standing on the edge of its first undeniable contact with alien intelligence. And that contact may not arrive as a peaceful signal, it could come as a violent strike against our neighboring planet. The truth is approaching fast, and the countdown is almost over. What do you believe? 3. Atlas really is a natural wanderer, or the first engineered messenger from another world? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates as the countdown continues.